It is about 5:30 a.m. here in Arizona, and I'm just getting up, getting the day started. I've got a long work day ahead of me, so I wanted to get this done first. So if you're new to my channel and you're wondering what all of this is, what I'm doing right now is I'm documenting and describing one small portion of being a targeted individual. Um, Being a targeted individual means that you are stalked, harassed, slandered, threatened, poisoned, stolen from. Your things are damaged. Your house is broken into. False relationships are presented into your life. And there are various steps that happen throughout this targeting process, and each target has what seem to be standard operating procedures that take place in every target's life that are very similar or exactly the same. And then each target has specific things it seems like they are designed just for them in their targeting. I've spent thousands of hours of research on this. I've been researching since May of 2017. So anyway, this is my documentation here of this is in December. All of this footage was shot here in December, and these are some of the tactics that are used on me to harass me and slow me down, to try to get me to act out in aggression. When you know that somebody is literally following you and impeding your progress, trying to get your attention, trying to antagonize you, you're thinking, wait a minute, this isn't right. What's going on here? This I was never taught about any of this in school. Nobody ever told me that there are compartmentalized, organized groups that if you get put on some certain list that nobody is aware of other than these people might not even know about these lists. They might just know that they can get a job where they get on their phone and there's a little dot and they have to go to where that dot is. That's it. They might not have any idea what the bigger picture is. So when I go into a place of business, a lot of times I'll just park way out in the back because people keep hitting my car. They'll open their. Lady did it when I was sitting in the truck with my daughter the other day. She did it intentionally because they know I care about my truck more than my 4Runner, and the 4Runner is worth more money. But I like my truck, and they constantly do things to destroy my truck. And so the lady gets out, just bam, hits my truck. And I said, "Hey, you just hit my truck." "No, I didn't." I felt the truck move. And she just denied it, told me to get a life. That's not how people react normally. If somebody hits your car while you're sitting in it, they're gonna that exact same thing happened in the exact same parking lot to me. I was in my truck, the wind blew, door hit the person's car, it dinged their car. I wrote a note, put it on their windshield with my phone number, and said, "I'm sorry my door hit your car. Please call me. I have insurance." Would have sucked. But anyway, the people sent me a message, said it wasn't that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. All right, so here I am at Home Depot. I should just have this running. So notice I'm just going to the very back of the parking lot here. It's early. Not too many people are out.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Here at Avondale, Arizona, at the Home Depot. So, this is one of the places that most of you that are targeted, if you ever go into Home Depot, It's never really the greatest experience as far as being gang stalked goes. So I parked way out here in the parking lot, way in the back, all by myself. So
Notice a guy walking behind in the red shorts. Where's he coming from anyway? The front door is in front of me. Anyway.
you know, I could have a little space. And the car started pulling in. Red car pulled in. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was talking about something. I got distracted. So check this guy out. He has his truck and his big trailer. I'm walking into the front entrance, and at perfect timing, the guy stops to let someone out. And, I have to go around. So, which makes you sound like the grumpy old man saying, "Get off my lawn," if a car parks in front of you. But so this is the type of thing right here that happens that will, you'll start your day. Say you go out to 10 different places throughout the day. And this happens at the first place. And then you go to the second place and the exact same thing happens. And you're like, wow, that's interesting. Like 4 or 5 people have just stopped at the front entrance right as I'm walking in today. That's coincidental. Huh, interesting. And then it keeps happening and happening and happening. And that's when you start to realize, like, wait a minute, these people aren't accidentally doing this. So.
I just needed to stop right here. Good time. So this is where they do a lot of the blocking you in. I was in here getting some lights for my business, and these gang stalkers put up the wall back here. I'll show you actually, since I'm here. I was getting these lights, and I was trying to walk back out of the store, and these guards that they put up, these orange guards right here, they pulled all 4 of them across as we were going through the intersection right here.
All right, so
just blocked in.
Try to pause this so my face doesn't look weird in that. Yeah, in this little intersection right here, passed by it too much. They've got these orange scissor gates. And so when I say these gang stalkers, some of the people work for Home Depot. I'm not saying that everybody employed in Home Depot is. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Maybe they all have to follow these guidelines because they get federal funding for national security, and they get to play hero at work or something. But then they don't realize that they're just gaslighting people and antagonizing people. It just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, we're back here. Get these lights for the hat rim in here so we can see what we're doing. I don't know, just spent a lot of money, $500-600 on those things. So we're coming out and we go through this intersection, and they have some of the workers there, and they pull all 4 of the gates closed. So we're just trapped right in the middle intersection here. And then they just stand there with their arms folded looking at us. So I'm not going to say, "Excuse me, can you pull the gate open so I can go?" I just start walking over to and I have my son with me. I go over to the gate, I grab the latch on the gate, unhook it, and start pulling it sideways so we can get out. And these 2 guys walk up. They see us pulling the gate. They walk up, and as I'm pulling it open, they just stand there and they won't get out of the way. They won't move. Like, who does that? Who does that? So we just walked past them, and I was still in the stage where I was really, really worked up. I wouldn't have been able to do this video and speak like this right now. I would have been yelling because I still wasn't sure exactly what was going on. I just knew that this weird stuff like this was happening. So,
and they were just standing there looking at us like, what's wrong? All right, everybody, hey, I'm back up on my truck. See, look, Home Depot's way back there. Way back in my truck. There we go. There's somebody just chilling in their car, hanging out right behind, taking notes on their phone. I'm sure they're just doing homework or something in the middle of the parking lot, right? Every single time. Every time. So, anyway. Just documenting. There's Home Depot back there. There's. So who knows? You know, just seems to be a pattern every single time. All right, the very back of the parking lot. There's Miss Perpy. Had to come out, keep an eye on me. She's part of the neighborhood watch, and apparently I'm some bad guy. Well, and there she goes.
Yeah, so I was keeping an eye on her, and noticed, hey, as I'm pulling away, I guess she's done watching me now. So now she's pulling away. So I don't need a babysitter at the Home Depot parking lot. And I'd like to know who's sending these babysitters. So anyway, I just pull through this lot here where all the guys are waiting to get work. Pull around.
So here.
So you can see she took off. I should have just, if I would have just stayed there, she would have just stayed there. So as I left, she pulled away. So I pull back, show you that she took off. I guess I put my feet. Now watch this guy. This guy, see, he just looked.
Thanks for walking around in front of you, dipshit. People, okay, seriously, if these people are this stupid, they would have died a long time ago walking out in front of cars like that. They just walk out in the middle of the street. So I'm just going to go back to where I was.
Do that in LA. Do that in Vegas. New York, you know. Try doing that there.
Alright. Here's the parking space I was at. And, well, hey, where'd the lady go? I guess she had somewhere to go. She was done with her homework. Alright.
People that don't understand sarcasm, that's it.
About that? When that happens every single time? Hey everybody, how you doing?
All right, so that was just one instance. Now, here I am. Same thing. These people have impeccable timing.
I just wanted to show. I just pulled up. I'm in the back, way back of the parking lot here. I got these people here. They like show up right here at the exact same time I do, and stick their tongue out and do weird stuff. And then we got this lady right here. But also, oh hey, here's another one pulling up. They're all just pulling up in the parking lot here. I guess everybody meets out in the back of the parking lot. So,
now, yeah, it's at a mall. It's early. Mall walkers show up. They all meet, go in there, do their laps. They go home. So it's not that just people are pulling up into the parking lot. It's that
that's what
the timing,
what I typically experience,
and the repetition.
All right, everybody, I'm here at the Arrowhead Mall. We've got the pyramids here on the top of the mall. Maybe that's Arrowhead. But I've only come here to drop my daughter off. I've never got out and walked around. And yeah.
Check out this lady.
This kind of thing. Oh, here's the car.
You don't think she knows what she's doing? Here comes her friend in a red shirt.
Around.
Points at me. See, the Air Force taught me to pay attention. Whoa, pay attention to detail.
Went into the Apple store, and I told the guy what my issue was. And let him know that my computer might have got hacked last night when I went on this show.
Sounds like I lost my train of thought there.
And
no, maybe not.
So I gave that guy a little bit of information. He knows I'm a targeted individual. And we'll see if they actually will fix my computer, because it is an easy fix for those guys.
Yeah, here, I'll just tell you what I'm talking about real quick. Excuse me. So I did this talk show called the Non Sequitur Show, and these guys are all atheists, I believe, and they get a bunch of people on their show, like Christian just people in general, and try to discredit what they're saying. So they got me on their show to talk about gang stalking and tried to discredit me. But they, at the last moment, they sent me a link. I thought I was going to do the show through Skype. I never talked about Skype. They sent me some link for something called vMix to connect with them. I clicked on it. My internet connection immediately went out. And what it did, it changed the time and the clock had something to do with the connection. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, the guys at Apple fixed it for me. And but these guys at Non Sequitur sent that to me. It was the second I clicked that link is when it happened. And then I started the show after I finally got on, and they had it muted so I couldn't hear, and they told everybody I was late, and then I started the show. So those guys are perps for sure. They're even said, "How do you know I'm not a government agent?" I said, "I don't know, man. I just have to do this stuff. You probably do get paid by them. I don't know." So anyway, yeah, I'm flipping back to the parking lot right here because this guy was out there when I went in. He really was focused on me. Had his phone out, doing the dirty looks. Like what's your interest in me? Do you not like black forerunners? What's the deal, man? So I thought I'd go by and just get a little pass by his vehicle.
All right, so this guy's been lurking out in the parking lot since I got here, and he made sure when I came out that opened his door at the exact same time. Check out the name of it. Imagine that.
All right, I'm gonna go back here. Okay, so he acts like he's not looking. Yeah, see, there he is. I got my eye on you, buddy. Right there. Looking right at me. Look at that mug, man. Jeez. Okay, so anyway, that's attention to detail that I was talking about.
Imagine that. So maybe that's the deal. This is where all of the Masons move. They call Arizona the copper state. So there's a lot of copper here. Maybe it's, double entendre. There's a lot of coppers here. Masons.
Think about that.
So, I don't know if that's who it is. They just want me to think that it's the Masons, but I've had some interactions with those guys, and they weren't too accepting of me into their group. I didn't ask to be in it. I went there to go see what it was all about, ask some questions, and the only answers I got were real vague, roundabout answers.
Yeah, you want to get a vague, roundabout, non-answer, ask a Mason about Freemasonry. And keep asking. You'll keep getting them. It's an interesting situation. I went to the local lodge here to check it out back when I didn't know really much about Freemasonry at all. I was just reading different things, looking into different stuff, and I kept seeing all their signs and symbols that they communicate with, and I was like, what's up with this? I went and checked it out, and it is super secretive, and we're learning more and more why, and I am damn sure glad that I did not go through. They probably never would have let me in. I was targeted before I went in there. They gaslit me. One of the guys was telling me some story about how all dogs die. Also told me an interesting story about the guy that was the worshipful master at the time. He was a police officer here in town. His name was Matt O'Halloran, which is the name of a Democratic politician here in the last name O'Halloran, Democratic politician here in Arizona. And so he was the worshipful master, and I was in there talking to these guys, and one of the older guys told me that Matt O'Halloran is the lead homicide detective here in Avondale. And I thought, wow, the lead homicide detective, man, what a interesting job. And, you know, maybe he is. Maybe that's the guy that goes and checks out homicides. He told me about some of them, actually. He talked about, in this area, there's some crazy stuff that goes on. Like Santeria, they've found people's houses with jars with fingers and toes and body parts in them and stuff like that. And, you know, that these people in these cults have cut off people's fingers and toes, whatever they do, and kept them. I don't know, so he was telling me stuff about that. But then maybe like a week later, I go to Main Event, take my daughter and some of her friends, got my wife with me at the time when I was still married. We walk in, and that guy, the worshipful master of the Acacia Lodge here in Avondale, is on like security guard duty. So we walk in, and I go, hey Matt, how you doing, man? Good to see you. This is my wife, Jillian. They shook hands like they'd already met before. That was kind of odd. Not like, oh, hey, good to meet you. But I thought that was odd that the lead homicide detective would be pulling security guard duty over at Main Event pizza arcade joint. I don't know. Maybe just extra hours, but all right. That was my experience with Freemasonry, and there's cars all over the place around here with Freemason stickers and stuff like that. And the more I learned about Freemasonry and how they are all about the theater, the more I see how this is connected with gang stalking. All right, so I'm just driving around to the other side of the mall here.
Been to this mall.
Whoa!
Inside, gotta wait an hour and 50 minutes, I was told. And then I was checking out some stuff after I made my appointment. And I heard the other Mac guy say, or Apple guys tell another customer, yeah, we've got about an hour wait, so we'll see you in about an hour. So I'm sure I'm going to get messed with more when I go in here.
So that's one of the things they'll do. The guy, you know, they're friendly and everything, and then he goes, okay, yeah, it'll be hour and 50 minutes. And then literally right after that, the next employee was talking to this customer, and she starts talking really loud to the customer. She goes, yeah, we've got an hour wait, so I'll see you in about an hour. You know, right after, and I'm thinking, okay, how does her say an hour? How does that guy say an hour 50? Why would she speak really loudly to make a point to, you know, she's like looking at me while she's saying this, you know, and they want me to go over to the guy and go, hey, what's going on here? Why do I have to wait 2 hours and that lady has to? So I just said, okay, whatever. I'm used to this. Could be an anomaly again, but I'll just wait. I'll go do something else. So at the intersection,
especially when I told those guys who I was.
Red car there.
But we'll see if
so he's at intersections.
Apple will, you know, I spent a lot of money on that stuff, will help me out, hopefully.
So now see this truck pulling up over here, Freeport. He sees me coming. He never even stopped.
Here's the truck pulling out real slow in front of me. He saw me coming.
One of the things they'll do.
Fucking man.
Yeah, you get a little irritated.
That's what they do. They just go ahead and go.
I said that calmly.
It's like your car's invisible. You know, if you don't stop, you're going to run into somebody. And it's not just bad driving or a coincidence, because it happens repetitiously throughout the day, like I've said, over and over and over. This is different than bad driving.
All right, this was actually when I was trying to get my connection going when the Non Sequitur show was contacting me at the last minute. I mean, we had talked about doing the interview for like a month and a half, something like that. And clicked the link, my internet connection went out, and I just did this just to document what was going on. And actually, I was just sending those guys a quick little video just to show them what was happening. Maybe they could help me, but it turned out that wasn't the case.
Charger's plugged in.
It's right there. Full Wi-Fi. I have a good connection. I've checked my connection. It says my battery's at 0%. It was at 50%. When I clicked that link, it went down to 0 immediately.
So, having some technical difficulties here, guys. I'm going to do everything I can to fix this, but this is typical. This happened the first show I went on Crowdsource the Truth. So, try to figure it out as soon as.
Now, when I went on Crowdsource the Truth, I didn't click some link. We just had a lot of interference. This was as soon as I clicked on the link these guys sent me.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the grocery store that's closest to my house that I spend all, I don't know. Let's see, what do we spend on groceries a month? Like $300, $400 times 12. Spend a lot of money eating. So every time I go in there, I get this auto mobbing and street theater. Now, a lot of this is real subtle, so the people around can't tell what's going on, but they'll have, somebody that's like a tough guy walk by you and just stare at you. Weird. Like, somebody normally wouldn't do that. Just mad dog you like looking by. This guy.
What up, bro?
He was just walking by, turning his head, staring in my window, so what's up, bro? Yeah, I just want to make a note. I think that part's kind of funny. They'll have like big burly bikers or like some gangster looking dudes tatted up, from his ears to his toes. And they walk by and try to look all hard like I'm going to be intimidated by that. And these people don't remember that I grew up in California. I grew up around Fresno. Most of my friends have more tattoos than any of these people. I grew up with people like this, grew up with Jesus Areola, Kid Crazy, these people around where I grew up. I grew up in Clovis. It was a nice area, but we were connected to Fresno, and that doesn't stop anything, a city line. So that part's kind of funny. I get a chuckle out of that. Now watch these people cross in front. Perfect.
Ready to protect, proud to serve.
Timing.
Hanging out and get some coffee. A little gang stalking. Yeah, here's what they do. Pretend like they don't see it. And then they do the little hairbrush right after that. I mean, after a couple hundred times of seeing that, you get to know the signals. It's like going to school. You learn arithmetic after repetition. You learn a song after singing it over and over and over. When people do intentional things to harass you, you start to notice their patterns, and you learn that the same way you learn things in school. Repetition.
Okay. So sometimes the people will be at the place you're going to be. You are monitored, surveilled 24/7. So say earlier, I tell my son, yeah, I'm going to stop by and get some oil for the truck. Do my own oil changes. I can't trust to go into the oil change place. Pep Boys has proved that to me, that I can't take my truck in. Took the truck in, get the brakes done. A couple weeks later, my brake pedal goes down to the floor. Then I take the 4Runner in to get 2 new tires on it. All my rims are fine. I haven't had any kind of bouncing or vibration or anything like that. I go back in to pick it up. They say, "Oh, your rim is bent. Your rim's bent." I get on the freeway, go 70 miles an hour. Now my truck shakes like it's going to fall apart. Never did that before. So, you get your thing sabotaged by these people that you're paying good money to have fixed. They ruin your things. And they think it's funny. And they let you know. They made sure to have, when I got the tires done, they made sure to have this tire with a nick just chipped out of the rim, leaning up against the counter when I went in there to show me, like, "Hey, yeah, we messed up your tire. Go ahead and complain about it. We're going to gaslight you, tell you we didn't do it." So, all right. Anyway, these people will show up or be there waiting. Notice this guy's in a burgundy truck. He's backed in this back space right here. It's a really long truck, so it's going to make it really tough or annoying to get into this parking space here. And there's another red truck parked over 2 parking spaces. So this is just one of kind of the annoying things that they do. And now watch the timing. This guy coming out.
Fuck you, man.
Yep. Can't.
Good timing.
They do this, so like they know exactly the only parking space available is right there, and I'm gonna park where I can see my truck. I'm not gonna park over to the side because I can't keep an eye on it because these people mess with it. I mean, they literally have gone to my truck with sandpaper while I'm inside. Sandpaper my 4Runner, my brand new, well, not brand new, I bought it used, but right after I got my 4Runner, go out, sandpaper my truck. And then there's a bunch of, I've sandpapered a car. I've done an entire Camaro myself. I know what that looks like after it's been sanded. So now I've got somebody, sandpaper my truck. Anyway, so I try to park in the front here, park next to this other red truck.
So these people are so worthless that their only job is
Yeah, see, I realized that guy had taken up 2 parking spaces. I just parked next to him. Always finding a way to box you in. That was interesting. I guess I left this clip going a little longer than so I'm sorry this is boring. I just need to, this stuff takes a lot of time to explain. There's no short way to do this.
pretty good parking job.
Like I said, they'll have a vehicle waiting for you. They know where you're going to go. I mean, I drop my daughter off at school. There's certain places that you frequent. So they'll have one of the similar or same color cars, same type of cars. A lot of these cars are wrecked. And that's most likely because of all of the this bad driving. Not bad driving, but street theater setup type driving that these people are doing in groups. Now this car was just sitting here in the parking lot. Everybody had already gotten there. We were a little bit late. They're just sitting there hanging out in the parking lot, not getting there, not going anywhere, just sitting there. So
I'm gonna get a picture of that. It's interesting. Burgundy Challenger hanging out with the bumper.
All right, so see these kids on the other side of the van right here? they've already started crossing the street, but why are they standing in the middle of the street? It's like they're using the ice cream truck here for cover. If they've already started walking across the street right now, they would have been across already. There's a couple more kids, but they'll do this. They'll use these kids to do this street theater, and they'll probably tell them like, "Oh, well, that's a bad guy. We just need to slow him down. You're doing a good job." But they don't have any right to do this, and they're telling these kids to walk across the street right in front of a truck. Kids do this. They don't pay attention. I understand that's how things are. I was a kid. I've done dumb shit like this before too. This is not what this is. This is doing this at perfect timing to completely antagonize somebody.
Smashed in.
So I'm going to the post office. The post office this way. There we go. Where were all these kids before? Where were they standing behind the ice cream truck? Yeah, burgundy.
Buddy, you wouldn't mind if I went over?
It's always signaling. You know, she had the burgundy pants on, he had the burgundy top on. Red car, white car, just to make sure they pull over. They'll do like staged accidents. Like something's going on. They'll try to get your attention. Try to get your attention right before a stoplight, so you're looking over at the cars that are pulled over and maybe run into one of these guys. And then maybe if you possess a cannabis card and you smoke before you go to bed at night, these guys can pull you over, give you a blood test, and say, "Oh, you had cannabis in your system. You were intoxicated. We're going to give you a DUI," even though they set up the accident and it has nothing to do with anything. So that's a big thing here in Arizona that's going on. They're giving people DUIs for say somebody's I don't know, say they're, let's see, what's just a normal job. Say they work at an eye place. They've got glaucoma, so they work at lens crafters, and they smoke cannabis for their glaucoma, or just because they have the right to, whatever the deal is. And they're just going to work every day, making their paycheck, and somebody gets wind that they have a cannabis card and that they can be set up easily for a car accident and a DUI. Some lady was spending like 7 years in jail here for a DUI. I was checking out. And that private prison system will make a lot of money by doing that. Don't you think they might target some people they could easily entrap? Think about that.
There's my red car brigade. Dark burgundy. There's the other one right there. With all B's in the license plate.
Yeah, this car's license plate was just B, 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 all the way across. So now this intersection up here is one of the most notorious intersections for gang stalking skits, and I can usually call it at this intersection what they're going to do. They'll have one car coming the opposite direction, really slow, not use their blinker. They'll have somebody in front of me that slows down, tries to get me to hit them, and then they'll stop at the intersection, and I'm stuck in traffic. Basically, they do it over and over here. And what happened to my transition? I thought that I fast forwarded this. Huh. Anyway.
Look at this guy going.
Yeah, here, I'll back up a little bit. So I can see this guy coming. I know exactly what he's going to do. I've done this a million times, and it's not too big of a deal if this happens to you. You know, you're just driving and somebody's not paying attention. You know, it's not too big of a deal. But when it happens at almost every single intersection, imagine the time that's stolen from you out of your life. You know, you're dealing with, say you're dealing with 2 or 3 hours of this nonsense every single day. So add that up over a month. Let's say 3 hours times 30, you got 90 hours out of a month that you're dealing with this. Just while you're out and about. I mean, because targeted individuals deal with harassment 24/7. If you go hide away in your house, they'll find a way to harass you in your house.
Look at this guy going super slow, not going to use his blinker, and he's going to turn. Yep. See? Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. That is 100% intentional. That is a standard operating procedure right there. Every time it's intersection. That's why I started filming right here. And then now there's a car rolling up behind me. Gang stalker. Welcome to YouTube.
I must not have
Always something like
rendered this or something, because I had cut some of these parts out and put some transitions to fast forward
kids
through this. So
to give you a narrative of
yeah.
going through this, knowing that.
So I'm just heading out to another destination here.
Information. No way to.
Maybe I was supposed to listen to myself talk there.
So they can't.
All right, so here we go. Here's they'll do signaling. Here's an example of them signaling. I go out here all the time. I don't see this van parked right there. I've never seen that van parked at that angle right there. And then this motorcycle comes by. Now I just got my ankle monitor switched out. I've been able to wear my motorcycle boots lately. And as soon as I started wearing those, I've got motorcycles passing by me left and right, and I'm not just noticing it. It's been an influx, just all these people talking to me about motorcycles. Hey bro, you ride? You ride? No, man. I sold my motorcycle. So anyway, see this van right here? This is foreshadowing what's going to happen up here.
So the thing right now is motorcycles with me. Oh, and here is the local police just hanging out waiting for me. Hey, dude.
They knew that would get my attention. Vehicle 2111. They knew that would get my attention. Just sitting there, and
just happened to be there.
Yep, here's the car pulling out really slow. Same color as the van, same angle.
I mean, it's perfect timing.
So this is nothing that's harming me physically, unless I hit one of these people. And if these people should not even be, if they don't have a reason to be on the road other than being out to stalk and intimidate and harass people, I mean, they wouldn't be on the road. So it'd be nice and clear. Think of how many accidents have happened because of these people. Think of how many lives have been changed. People have been injured, killed in these accidents that just look like an accident. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. These people pulled up right as I was pulling up. This guy didn't even, okay, he didn't even put air in the tires. And then I think they noticed I was filming, so anyway, they pulled up, didn't put any air in the tires, and then this. Watch how he checks a tire. Yeah, it's good to go. That's how you check it. Hey, honey, meet me over at the air pump with your bike, so we can
Good
fill
job.
the tires up. What was that?
Notice how this guy.
What was that? All right, so that's just a little street beater skit, one of those slow you down things.
Point guy here.
All right, there's the red truck, the red car,
Willis.
and now I've noticed over and over that they sit in their red car in the
Point guy
corner.
here. Oh, now he's taking off because
And
I've
they're
been filming these guys. They sit in the corner of the parking lot in red cars. There, he's trying to take off. He was just sitting in the corner hanging out, being point man. And now he is trying to figure out where he can go. Oh, he's going to go to the car wash. Okay. CJ8. Oh, he turned in before I get him. Thought you slipping, buddy.
These guys are really quick. They communicate. Sometimes they fall asleep though, and you catch them not paying attention. So I've got many more of those. You'll see another one here pretty soon. But they sit in the corner. They'll get the heads up. They'll give out signals or whatever they do to these other people. And it's like as soon as you pull in, everybody just, oh, hey, it's time to get out of the car, move into action. You know. All right, I have to give a little backstory on this one too. Unfortunately, I did not have my camera going. Well, this guy was bright lighting me. He's got these 4 LED lights. Got him on bright. He's behind me. I pull over, let him pass me. I get behind him. I turn my brights on so he could see what it's like. I mean, they were ridiculous. We're driving down Avondale. The light turns yellow. Like this guy's got 20 feet. He could anybody would have gone. The light turns yellow. He slams on his brakes. I have to slam on my brakes, screech my tires, almost hit him. I pull up next to him. I didn't even say anything about the almost getting into an accident. I start saying, "Hey man, nobody in front of you can see. Your lights are blinding. Quit being an asshole. Knock it off." And he goes, "Well, the light changed." Which I said 0 about the light changing. I was talking about his headlights being bright, and I made it perfectly clear. So he already had his answer. You know, he knew that he did that on purpose. He was already responding to what he knew he did wrong. He didn't answer me about the headlights. He answered about the stoplight. So that proves that he was guilty. He had already had his, his story ready to go. And now he followed me, got behind me, and he had some switch on his truck, and these bottom lights right here were just flashing like a strobe light. And I put my camera out the window, and it'd stop him. I put my camera out the window, it'd stop him, and then I finally got my camera out the window and got him, and then my camera shut off. Almost like somebody has remote access to my camera and my phone. Imagine that. That would never happen, right?
This is what I deal with every day. People like this. Guy slammed on his brake in front of me, bright lighting me, and now he's harassing me, shining his lights on. So that's what I deal with pretty much on a daily basis.
So this was actually right before that. Yeah, they think it's funny. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Check out these lights. I got it at the very end, what he was doing with them. Yeah, you can barely see it. They were on like a strobe. Okay, here's just another example of how, there'd be nobody driving in the neighborhood. This guy in the Jeep pulls in, and of course they have another oncoming car right at the intersection. This guy doesn't use his blinker, so I'm either, if I'm not paying attention, I'm gonna hit him. If you rear end somebody, it's automatically your fault. So they'll drive around and do this.
Friends,
He could have easily gone too. Easily gone. There you go. It's this is only what I'm capturing on video. I cannot film every single minute of the day and catch every single one of these. I have to pay attention. I have to, talk to my family. I'm driving with them. I can't constantly be. I have to live somewhat of a normal life in between all of this. So I just have to time manage to get these clips and give examples of what I experience every single day. And right after that, here comes the red car.
There's the red car at the roundabout. There's my red car brigade.
Oh, okay. That's why I put this video in here twice. That's why. Well, I guess I didn't. But here's my transition. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Alright, well, this is the same thing.
Watch. Here. I mean, it's perfect.
Sorry about that, folks. How did this get in here twice? Alright, well, we made it here.
All of a sudden I get a fixed, then all of a sudden I get up to stoplights, and all of a sudden my foot goes down to the ground. How many coincidences does it take?
Talking about my brakes, my truck.
I'm just repeating that. But I've said that for so long. For so long. How many times does this have to happen? These people have to act like this before it becomes a pattern. Thankfully, that's hopefully going to come to light sometime soon here. Ridiculous people.
This is one of the big things that...
I mentioned to me yesterday when I was in the store, I walked in with my daughter. The second we walked in, the door, there was a real loud pop, like it popped a plastic bag or paper bag or something like that. And it scared my daughter. And, I'm getting used to that kind of stuff now. It happens just about every time I go in somewhere. These veterans involved in gang stalking.
That's one of the biggest disappointments.
Come on, guys.
Surveillance is one thing. This is not that.
Mr. Red Car hand signal.
Gotta entertain yourself throughout the day,
Seriously, these people think they're fighting terrorists. I'm a fucking hat shop owner. For God's sake.
Yeah. Some of the people on these targeting lists, it's so ridiculous.
One of the ways that they get you to sound delusional when you're targeted is, there's so many things that they do that have plausible deniability that would be annoying. And a truck, a big rig, pulling into a parking lot. Actually, I don't even know why they got pulled in here. I think this even says no trucks. Anyway, oh, he's the fuel guy. That's why he's dropping off fuel. But basically, everywhere a targeted individual will go, there's like this weird street theater chaos that ensues when you show up. And it's like they've got the point man. That guy lets everybody know that you're here, and then they start their little skit, and they stand real close by so they can try to hear what you're saying. Stuff like that. Drive real close in front of you, like that lady. get a narrative of your life. This would be better.
Hey, point man.
Imagine that. We've got the red truck.
And then this person acting like they're gonna run into me.
Parked here in the
They don't want me to
corner
go
of
over
KT.
there.
So that's the third day in a row. Come here and found the red truck. Yeah, just guy sitting in there on his cell phone. Imagine that. Imagine.
I say that a lot. Air him in my Chevy. It rattles a little bit. So here we go. Got the guy. Runs by. The red shorts. The red car pulls in at the right as I'm getting here. Sometimes when I have my dog, I'll park back here so nobody will park next to us and harass him. Have him all freaked out, so. This is near downtown Avondale, older part of town. Alright, so we got just hanging out in his car. Alright.
Stay. There we go.
Did that guy even go into the post office? He said it's a long line, man. Whoa. Sorry, everybody. All right, so I go in, I take my packages, and now the guy that runs the both the post office, Avondale and the Goodyear post office, he was in the Air Force for like 26 years, something like that, 28. And I've talked to this guy before. He's gaslit me. He's been part of these skits. I tried to make a formal complaint about one of the employees that was really, really harassing me in there one day, and of course he told me that, what is this guy doing? Told me that the guy had PTSD issues and that he was bipolar and all kinds of different things that I thought was weird that he was telling me that person's personal information. And I've talked to him about what's going on at the post office before, and he doesn't seem to care because he's involved in it. And he just happened to meet me at this. I've never seen him at this office before. He just happened to meet me at the door and say, "Hey, what are you doing over here?" I said, "I live over here, man. I just go over to yours to get my packages out before noon." And it was just odd timing. He came right here. There he is. He's talking to me, followed me out, snuck up on me. See that? "Oh, hey, how you doing?" So I just asked him, "Hey, you ready for New Year's?" Whoa. All right, so as I'm leaving through the parking lot, Here, you see the same red car as I'm leaving through the parking lot. Same red car right there. This guy just standing there at the corner of the building, and then this is what they do. They don't, when you see a car coming, you cross at a 90-degree angle so you can get out of the damn road. You don't walk at a 45-degree angle walking toward the vehicle, so they have to slow down. This is one of the things they do that's intentional to antagonize you. Now watch this guy just stare at me. I'll go back. Make eye contact. See, he's looking. He acts like he's not looking, but he's looking right at me. He's looking right at me, making eye contact. See him? Yeah, man. Get out of the road, gang stalker. Welcome to YouTube, by the way. Walking to your next Antifa meeting. And there's the red truck. So, one of these incidents I put on, I don't know, about a week ago. And I told the cop, pull me over then. Pull me over if I did something wrong. Let's talk about it. Right after that, look at these guys. Red car, right as I'm getting up to their vehicle. They're getting in like they're going to get in and take off. Like, oh, hey, there he is. There he is. Here, let's just watch that again. Get the red car that pulls out in front of me. All right, so I'm just going slow. Now watch these guys. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's get to our car. He just told the other cop, go ahead and fucking pull me over. So here, we're going to pretend like we are, even though we have zero reason.
Those guys.
And there's another one that passed by right there. See that guy pass by? It's like they wanted me to run or something like that.
So those guys.
So these guys aren't trying to help people that are victims of crimes. They are creating crimes to show that they need to be out driving around on the street, to show that they have purpose.
Oh, does the lane merge?
So this is another one that I am very suspect of. Look at the guy over here. He's just hanging out, drinking his soda. Doesn't look like any of these cars made contact. Watch this guy over here. Keep an eye on this guy. He's looking right at me. Yep.
What are you doing?
Right at me. Right at me. Yep, hand signal right there. See that? I'll look back up. So right when I go by, he was waiting for me. Right there. Like I said, the Air Force taught me to pay attention to detail. This is how you prove this. The devil's in the details. See this cop right here? She will not look. She knows I'm filming. This guy's got his shades on. He doesn't care. In this car. So the explanation to how they would be able to do this and fund these type of street theater skits is there's federal funding for training and for exercises, and they want to train in real life. Basically, they want like real life scenarios, but they're not going to tell the public that they're out doing training scenarios. So this right here could have just been a training scenario that, well, hey, we just happen to have this app that shows us where all these targeted individuals are, so we're going to set up our training scenarios in the path of all of these targeted individuals. So they're sensitized over time, this happening over and over and over and over again, just a small part of it again. And they can chalk it up as training and keep continue to get that federal funding. So So like I've said, people will sit in parking lots. They see you get there. They get out at the exact same time. Now I just caught this guy real quick, taking my camera off here. He gets out of his car. They're just sitting in there. Get out of the car. Get a visual on me. And then follow us in. And these people just happen to sit right next to us. I just want to take my daughter to lunch. There we go. Look at that timing.
All right, so as I come out of my house, here's this lady.
There we go. So many times I come out, there's somebody just sitting in front of my house on their cell phone.
Sitting in her car on her cell phone.
They used to sit across the street,
She just likes to hang out
make it
there.
a little more obvious, or sit directly in front of my house. Then I started filming them. They started sitting in front of the neighbors' houses. All right, I think if I did this right, when I get up here, I fast forward through this a little bit. So I'm not, just a note, I'm not driving through the neighborhood this
how
fast.
often does that happen when you leave your house?
For those
and
people
there's
that
somebody just
can get that
hanging
figured
out?
out. And then I see something, I go, wait a minute, I'm going to go over here and check this out, because I just did an interview the day before with Jason Goodman,
But anyway, the next door neighbor
and today I have this skit.
takes part in this street theater stuff. And oh, so now we got a black truck pulling over. Look at this nonsense. Look at this. Wait, what's he doing? Is he gonna pull over with the cops?
It just happened to be pulling over a black SUV too,
Anybody catch that?
right outside of my neighborhood the day after I do an interview with Jason Goodman on
people drive
Crowd.
weird. People do
Crowdsource
weird
the
things,
truth.
But this is for a target individual, at least in my experience. Every time I leave my house, always distractions. Always. Come on, guys. How many people do you pull over right in front of my neighborhood? I know that.
Exactly. Let's see here. Oh, here's my helicopter at home. I pull in the driveway.
As I pull in the driveway. As I pull in the driveway to my house. I mean,
And then here's another one right after this. I just got home.
there's my daily flyby.
You know, it's like when I'm out and about, going through all this chaos, almost getting in car accidents, I finally get home where it's safe. And I get that, oh, all right, I'm here. And then just right over the house. Like, no, you aren't safe here either, buddy. Oh, okay, here's one. I thought I wanted to end with this one. So that car right there, we had bought my wife one of these. It was nicer than this one. It was a turbo, 2015 turbo Veloster. And when my wife, fake wife, disappeared, she took this car, and she's gotten tickets in it. They've sent me tickets from LA, toll booths and stuff like that she didn't pay, and it was involved in some kind of criminal damage accident, and I don't know what the details are, but I got sent stuff for that, and now this car is being repoed. So it's been a big hassle for me, intentionally. You know, they keep sending me stuff, and I have nothing to do with this car. It was stolen from me. So, of course, and that's all going on right now. I just got a thing in the mail a couple days ago that says this car is being repossessed, so that's going to affect my credit, I think, possibly, if I can't show that, you know, she took ownership of it when the divorce was final, whatever. So that's going to trigger a little bit of an emotional reaction for me, right? It's going to pass by that exact car. It's pretty rare. You don't see those all the time. And so I'm going to be thinking about that and give me about a minute or two to get up to this intersection. Kind of fester on that a little bit, maybe. Drive right in front of me. And I'm thinking about that a little bit, trying not to. I know what the deal is. I know that that's the reason for that, because the timing is impeccable. I'm just making sure they go nice and slow. All right, so here we've got 3 cars. Look at how nice even they are. So now watch this black SUV over here. They're in the turn lane. So when you turn in the turn lane, you turn into the first lane. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes. I'm actually, okay, no, I'm in the 3rd lane right here. I turn into the 3rd lane. This lady almost plows into me from the 1st lane all the way over to the 3rd lane and hits me. Or almost hits me, I'm sorry.
What the fuck are you doing?
And, okay, I'm gonna back that up a little bit. So, it's a grandma. She's got grandkid in the car with her, out trying to get into accidents. So you got a grandma and a little kid, and you happen to run into one of them, and the cops are gonna show up and immediately be like, well, why'd you run into this lady? Check your cameras that you guys have at every intersection and see what happened, how she pulled from the 1st lane to the 3rd lane. Watch this hand signal. Right there. See? There. Did my little hand signal. I did that on purpose.
Roll your window down. Roll it down. And when you turn left at a light, from the turning lane, you turn into the 1st lane, not all the way across to the 3rd lane.
I'm sorry.
You almost hit me.
I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Here's the deal, lady. You have a shitty attitude. You just completely broke the law. You almost caused an accident, and you're acting like I'm the jerk because I'm saying, hey, roll down your window, let's talk about this. So this is called gaslighting, and this is what happens over and over and over and over again. Not just driving, but in stores, in everywhere. The odds of people being like this organically it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. I'm not even going to say improbable. It's impossible, and it's proven by the repetition of standard operating procedures. The exact same thing. This is a psychological operation that they've involved the public in that is very, very similar to Hitler's Stasi police. And they've got a lot of plausible deniability. They use people like this lady right here. Just watch her again. Look at her attitude.
Roll it down. And when you turn left at a light, from the turning lane, you turn into the 1st lane, not all the way across to the 3rd lane.
I'm sorry.
You almost hit me.
I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Because I'm what's called a targeted individual, and people gang stalk me. Do you know what gang stalkers are?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's people that drive around and try to run into me all day and do a lot of other different things like that. All right, so I'm documenting that. All right? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
You haven't? You should really look it up because it's happening right here. I do interviews with former CIA, FBI, and NSA talking about it.
Now, I say that to a lot of these people a lot because they think that targeted individuals are just a bunch of idiots and we're all delusional schizophrenics. It's probably what they're told. So when you say something like that, these people are probably getting information from some of these groups, from FBI, NSA. That's where they're getting their slander from, whatever's said about you. So if they're getting information from these people and then I say, hey, I'm doing interviews with these people, they might go, wait a minute, maybe I should check this out. So I say that a lot. I want to get these people's attention. I want them to research this. I want them to see that they're either being fooled or they're taking part in something that is completely evil.
Okay? So maybe that wasn't just a coincidence. Maybe it was just a coincidence, but I'm documenting this and I'm trying to pass this information on to you so you can maybe research it. You own a computer? Okay, use that, look up targeted individuals. My last name is Barden, B-A-R-D-E-N. I'm fighting back against it. I'm suing everybody that's doing it to me.
She couldn't wait to get out of there. All right, so we're back to the beginning here. Yeah, she could not wait to get out of there. She knew exactly what she did. She knew she was getting called out. She's putting that kid's life in danger by being involved in this crap. That was perfectly orchestrated too. So these FISA documents need to be declassified. These standard operating procedures, this Stasi policing system that is completely unconstitutional, violates the Fourth Amendment. It needs to be uncovered. This is not America. This is not the United States. This is not how anybody in any country in the world should operate. So, all right, this video has been pretty long. I hope it was helpful in understanding just a small part of what some targeted individuals go